Hello there, colleagues. I am welcoming you from Lithuania National Agency, and my colleagues and I have pleasure to introduce you our green office, paperless office. Our green story started back in 2015 when the National Agency's management initiated an external audit of the internal processes. The contractor, an international audit company, PricewaterhouseCoopers, scored 7 processes out of 8 as good or excellent. However, one process was evaluated as unsatisfactory, and that was document management. Therefore, the National Agency's management took a decision to implement document management system with the ambition that in 1.5 years the system is functioning, and by 2020 100% of all documents are managed electronically, and the contracts are also signed electronically. Different management systems have been addressed, analyzed and assessed, and finally DocLogic was contracted with a total value of a contract of 44,000 euros. To be honest, we are introducing quite a lot of specially tailored functionalities, which per year cost our national agency additional 16,000 euros. But they are paid back.
Hello colleagues, my name is Jana, and I'm going to tell you how did we implement the electronic document management system DocLogic. Said and done. First and the most important task was internal communication of the findings, need for change and vision. Series of internal sessions for staff addressed practical examples of the functionalities of the system. We also invited specialists from one of the banks who demonstrated how the system works in practice. Visited one of the biggest business companies in Lithuania who shared their experience with our staff. A working group based on a special knowledge and voluntary spirit was established. The leader appointed. This core group, in principle, was the driving force of the change. During every stage of the implementation, we collected and analyzed suggestions made by any colleague. Organized focus groups according to different spheres of the document management system, such as personal, administration of agreement, contract management, and others. We also organized regular staff meetings for progress monitoring and for demonstration of completed or intermediate results. Completion of each module was followed by a staff survey on evaluation and suggestion for further alternations. While preparing for this particular event, we had a brilliant opportunity to revise how much we managed to do. Since the very start, I personally was a great fan and supporter of this project and acted as a member of the working group, later took the lead. To better understand the complexity of the task, I'd like to point out the main milestones of the whole implementation process. 2015 – planning, procurement of services, system adaptation in line with the needs. We started 1st of March 2016 the 4 first processes in operation, which were internal assignments, management of incoming documents, director's order and staff request for missions. By the way, the first procedure document in the system was annual leave request. On May 9th, 4 more processes were in place: public procurement, organization of events, publication and good products. As from 1st of June, functioning processes of grant agreements, control sheets related to payments and other. As from September 2016, all grant agreements are signed electronically. And by the very end of the same year, we managed to design, adopt and implement 14 automated processes. Since January 2nd of 2017, all documents are managed via document management system, with an exception that the documents which are created and stored in our system should not be duplicated. As an example, such are Erasmus plus application forms, assessments, and so on. During the course of 2017, we've implemented a module for project management so that the grant agreements are administered in a more convenient way. This module targeted key A2 projects under 2016 and all projects funded from 2017 budget and later. During 2018, we continued expanding and improving the system and still continue developing new functionalities up till now. We know that we can do better and faster. To sum up, since 2019, the project ceased to be a project. It is in our routine now.
Hello, my name is Grażyna, and I will tell you about challenges we faced and lessons we learned. Now about challenges. Of course, we faced them. First of all, those classical ones that every organization faces while implementing the great change. Like, not everyone was happy, and staff motivation dropped at the beginning due to increased workload, necessity to learn, and to change his or her routine. For example, before the DMS, every incoming and outgoing document was registered by the administrator. Now every employee who receives or sends a document does so. Actually, we started with the first module of document management and did that without testing. Therefore, some documents were later found as unregistered and we had to fix that. There were also a few grant beneficiaries who refused to sign documents electronically. Strangely enough, the majority of those came from the higher education sector. We had no such cases among schools and kindergartens, but yes, some universities opposed the process of digitalization. And we as a national agency only could appeal to their understanding and goodwill, as the national legislation did not and still doesn't oblige usage of electronic signatures. Another challenge was related to finances, as an increase of the initially planned budget was by more or less 50%. But the main challenge was that transformation in the logic of the document management system that functions in the NA. We had to rethink our perception of the document file. Before the DMS, every funded project had a separate paper file assigned to a particular staff member who stored his or her files on shelves and archived them upon completing the project. Now all project document files are in one virtual place called Document Tree.
Hello everyone, I'm Christina and I'm very excited to present you the project management module, which helps us a lot. During internal discussions at our organization and a short survey, we concluded that it's complicated to find all documents in the system. Therefore, it was decided to develop the project management module, which systemizes and classifies all documents related to a particular project. Continuously, the project management module was developed in June 2017, and this module allows to create the project cards for funded projects only. Documents related to non-funded applications are stored in DMS, but they are not systemized using the project cards. And now let me demonstrate how it operates. Project card provides structured information about a specific project. It consists of the following 10 sheets: general information, action history, documents received, documents sent, application, agreement, control sheet, beneficiaries reports, checks, and other information. Project card is developed by entering the following general information about the project in the first sheet: project number, project start and end date, project type, call year, legal name of the beneficiary. This information is automatically transferred to other sheets of the project card. The project card developer, that is responsible project coordinator, as well as the date when it was developed, can be seen in the sheet action history. Correspondence with a project beneficiary is easily tracked in documents received and documents sent sheets. In most cases, the first saved document in the card is individual decision to fund the project. It classifies as sent document. The document is signed, registered, and can be sent to the beneficiary directly from the DMS. This sheet contains all sent documents related to the project. Next document saved in the card is electronically signed grant agreement. It is saved in this sheet titled the same way, agreement. The contract is sent to the director of foundation for signing via DMS as well. This card also contains any further amendments to the agreement. The sheet control sheet serves to record all payments related to the project, including advance, interim, and final payments. Records of monitoring, checks, and evaluation of interim and final reports are prepared, checked, and stored in the sheet checks. After completion of the project, the status of the agreement is indicated as completed. Having assessed a workload, all pros and cons, a year's experience, we decided not to transfer documents managed by other system into our project management module, so this duplication of actions is eliminated. We followed the principle that the system should serve us, not vice versa. Therefore, the project cards like application and beneficiaries reports in most cases are unfilled because the information is available in E+Link. Respectfully, our documents are not transferred to E+Link platform as well.
Hello everybody, my name is Donata and I would like to demonstrate the process how to sign grant agreements electronically. Firstly, a prepared individual grant agreement with all its annexes is logged and sent by email to the beneficiary, who is requested to fill in only the contact information part and sign the agreement electronically in a doc format. In the same email, we send instructions on how to fill in the agreement, where and how to sign it electronically. The beneficiaries who do not have document management systems in their organizations can sign the agreement electronically via the website of the Office of the Chief Archivist of Lithuania. It's free of charge. Then, the filled and signed grant agreement is returned to the national agency by email. Having received the signed agreement, we upload it to document management system into the project card spot agreement. And check the validity of electronic signature and correctness of information. If the data is correct, we initiate a new process, concluding electronic grant agreement. If the data is incorrect, the national coordinator contacts the beneficiary again. After the new coordinator starts the process, the task goes to the financial manager to approve grant agreement. Then to director for signing. And comes back to the responsible project coordinator. Then the national coordinator sends the bilaterally signed agreement to the beneficiary directly from the system. The whole process of receiving, signing and sending grant agreement to the beneficiary can take several minutes. And of course, the added value. All amendments, versions, and modifications are traceable and recorded. All information can be quickly found on the project card of each project. Moreover, the signed agreement can be linked with different documents, such as proof of payments made to the beneficiary and other documents. This was the grant agreement signing procedure. It saved us a lot of time.
Hello, my name is Monica. I work as a project coordinator, and I would like to share my experience of using electronic document management system. I could say that it's really a great tool and it helps a lot, and from my point of view it speeds all the processes up. You are not dependent on the timetable of your colleagues. Let's picture a simple situation that you have a new agreement that needs to be checked by your colleague from finance department, then signed by your boss and registered usually by assistant. So if you're working in this typical old-fashioned way, you would print this out, you would go to another room or another floor looking for your colleague from finance department. Then that colleague checks the agreement. You take it, you bring it to your boss, you ask her or him to sign it, and then you ask assistant to register it. You are really lucky if you meet everybody and they can do the task in no time, right away. But usually it doesn't work that way. Usually you need to wait or leave the paper or the document for a few hours or even a few days. And now let's imagine that you have this electronic system with all the automatic processes. So you just upload your agreement, you assign responsible person from finance department, you assign your boss, and this document starts its travel. You don't need to be involved in every step. You're free to do other tasks in that time, and you just wait for the notification that it's been signed and registered. Long story short, I think that it really helps. It speeds everything up, and also it saves paper, time and ink. I'm back in my office after 7 months because of COVID, of course. I was working at home all the time, and it hasn't affected my work at all because I had this electronic document management system and we can do all the processes being home.
Hello, my name is Sigita, and I am one of the persons in national agency who didn't have any previous experience using document management system. And I do recall that first time when I was looking at the system was looking at me, and there was no contact between us at all. Naturally, it took some time to get used to it and the way we worked. Instead of having the piles of documents and folders, there was only a computer and one click to get full access to everything we needed for our daily work. To be honest, as a newcomer, I had to get used to multitasking. And I really can't imagine myself trying to find particular information, let's say, for the beneficiaries in their paper grant agreements while talking on the phone. Pretty sure it would take some time. Talking seriously, document management system assures a smooth workflow among colleagues. It also easy to prioritize my work or tasks as I see notifications if I am running out of time or my colleague involved in the process is late. The functionality of the document management system is really convenient. So instead of having shelves full of documents and folders, we can enjoy space in our office. So on the one hand, the paperless work may seem superficial. On the other hand, thinking globally, it is kind of investment into the future, a small step with a huge impact. And the final idea, COVID-19 pandemic affected our lives. So for me, the paperless work means contactless work. That's the point.
Hello, my name is Kristina. I believe that the main advantage of our system is sustainability.
Our organization administrates different programs, so we receive applications, reports, prepare contracts, and IT-based procedures help to save nature resources. We save thousands of sheets of paper, printer toner, we don't use envelopes, and transportation for sending and receiving correspondence. A few years ago, after archiving some paper documents, we had around 150 free binders and we donated them to NGO. I believe that this behavior also demonstrated our perspective about sustainability. Another important aspect to mention is transparency. The structure of our system is very clear and we can reach documents created by other colleagues. It's great to have access to information at hand and not depend on some paper documents in colleagues' office, especially nowadays when we work remotely.
Lessons learned. Lesson 1. Justification and argumentation. One should have a strong belief and arguments why an organization needs such a system. It helped us a lot that we had a solid justification from the world-famous audit company PricewaterhouseCoopers Lithuania. Its recommendation to digitize document management was a powerful argument for employees that we need a change. Of course, now it would have been easier as we have a green Erasmus priority and of course for educating program participants to use environmentally friendly solutions. First of all, the NAs should set a good example in this respect. Lesson 2. Communication. For the success of implementing DMS, communication was essential. The NA's managerial group had systematically emphasized the added value of the change, what is good for an employee and for the NA. The higher added value is, the more followers you have at the beginning of the change. We presented updates of the system's implementation monthly during staff meetings throughout all the project period. Lesson 3. Pilot testing. Indeed, it is necessary to have a pilot testing for each module in a small group of colleagues before putting the system in operation. Lesson 4. Staff training is required before launching each module. Lesson 5. Anticipate the risk of the project management plan as a cost might increase. Lesson 6. Close cooperation with the system providers. It was and is essential for us to adapt the system to our needs to the maximum. Therefore, systemic collaboration between the NA and the system providers is essential, and you should ensure that.
Hi, my name is Laura. What's in it for us, you may ask? What kind of benefits has it delivered? To measure perceived benefits of our document management system, we did an employee survey. 96% of respondents agree that our digital office is more user-friendly and operates faster than paper office. Most users claim increased productivity, transparency and safety at work. So there is no surprise that user satisfaction with our document system is really high. 75% of surveyed employees are extremely likely to recommend it to a friend. However, it hasn't always been that way. Organizational change initiatives trigger anxiety. 47% of employees were unhappy with our new digital office back in 2016. Yet, only 4% have reported feeling dissatisfied in our most recent survey. So, to sum up, we are experiencing our best days since the start of document management system. We are successfully engaged with our digital office. It has enabled us to work from home during lockdowns. And most importantly, we recognize the value of digital documents. Recent survey find that environmental sustainability at work is very important for 75% of our colleagues. In this context, document management system becomes even more appreciated because it is aligned with our employee values.
Overall matrix of functionalities is shown in the picture, and a few of them are top-down. Automatization of processes, task performance, control measures, and many more functions. The decisions that have proved to be right are as follows. Introduction of project cycle, decrease of file units by combining them, processes for any task, even smaller one, allowing automatic follow-up, and thus preventing from forgetting assignments, which happens quite frequently. Possibility to record all actions. Replacement of signatures by clicking approved, familiarized with, informed, agreed, and etc. Possibility to redirect email documents to the recipients. Exhaustive and clear instructions and constant training of staff. Introduction of novelties and improvements. Involvement of all personnel, especially IT specialists and quality control colleagues, are crucial. All contracts are in place. Especially convenient and user-friendly are personnel management processes, such as requests for annual leave, for business trip, for telework, and the like. Efficient processes for informing staff of new regulations, quality management documents, and the like. And most importantly, it is very easy to find all documents dating back to 2016. We are very happy and proud to have made this choice. Especially we felt that it had been a good practice when everyone was forced to lock down. All solutions were in place, processes well understood and already mastered. But the biggest advantage is saved time, which we gladly use for strengthening our internal relationship. So I do hope that our green story will be inspiring and more agencies will shift their work to a paperless mode. Enjoy the seminar. Thank you.